Hey guys, so today's video is going to be all about understanding the differences between the 4 different hair dyes. And when I say hair dyes, I mean the 4 different types of hair dyes. So there's 4 of them. There's temporary, semi-permanent, demi-permanent, and then permanent. So I'm going to go through all 4 of them for you guys so you guys can kind of understand the differences between the 4 of them. And I don't have all of them, like each different kind with me, but I will definitely make sure I post some pictures right here for you guys of examples. I have a few, but a lot of them I don't even have examples of for you guys just because I don't need all of them in my life. So, but I will make sure that I post pictures for you guys so you guys can kind of get an idea of what is the difference between them. We will start with temporary hair dye. Temporary hair dye is just what it is. It's temporary. It will wash out of your hair the moment you wash your hair. It will leave no residue behind. It's just to temporarily dye your hair a different color and not having to have a big commitment to it. A lot of examples of temporary hair dye is the hair chalk. So those pieces of chalk that you can like rub on your hair and it changes your hair a different color. That's a temporary. Another one is the hair color spray that you get from like Halloween stores. So like when you go to Spirit and you buy the hair spray cans, those are all temporary. They wash out immediately. And then Manic Panic has a line of temporary dyes. It is called the Die Hard. I don't know why it's like moved like this. But this is what it looks like. This is a pink one. I got it as a sample. And so it just temporarily dyes your hair this pink color. So they have those. So the next one is semi-permanent. It's the step up above temporary. And semi-permanent is a hair dye that deposits the color only and lasts 4 to 6 weeks. And it will wash out every single time you wash your hair. And the how long it lasts depends on your hair care, so how well you take care of your hair, just like washing it in cold water, washing it with color safe shampoo, not washing it every single day. And it also just depends on your type of hair. Some hair doesn't hold color as well as others. Some can't handle semi-permanent, some don't even hold semi-permanent that well. Mine does hold semi-permanent very well. So I'm able to use semi-permanent hair dyes because my hair holds on to it very well. It also has low to almost none ammonia in it, so it's very safe for your hair. It's just hair dye. It's not going to cause a lot of damage to it. You're not really changing the color of your hair unless you dye it or you bleach it a different color. So it's just hair dye. It's not really going to do anything. And it only lasts, like I said, 4 to 6 weeks. So the examples of semi-permanent is going to be your Manic Panic. Any Manic Panic is going to be a semi-permanent dye. There's hair on this. I can't get it off. This is going to be a semi-permanent. So it washes out every single time you wash your hair. Beyond the Zone makes semi-permanent hair dyes. I have this from when I dyed my hair purple a long time ago. Special Effects. The Ion Brilliance that I used on my hair, all of that stuff is a semi-permanent. So it is going to wash out every single time you wash your hair, and it will fade gradually out of your hair. The next one is a demi-permanent, and demi-permanents are used mainly in gray coverage. So anytime you see gray coverage on a bottle, on a box, or anything like that, 90% of the time it's going to be a demi-permanent. A demi-permanent, like a semi-permanent, does not last forever. It does start to fade out of your hair, but it takes a lot longer for it to fade out of your hair. So it's going to take more like 20 to 30 washes instead of, the 4 to 6 weeks that the other one. Like I said, it's mainly used for gray coverage. So anything that says gray coverage on the bottle, I dropped my piece of paper, that is what a demi-permanent is going to be. I have a piece of paper, so I'm kind of reading my thoughts out. It fades without drastic notice, and you're not going to notice your roots quite as much with a demi-permanent. It fades very gradually in a very natural way. It contains low levels of peroxide in it to help deposit the color for more of a richer color. And like I said, it's mainly used in gray coverage. So examples of demi-permanents are going to be henna. Anytime you put henna in your hair, that is a demi-permanent. And then also, if you ever find a box at the drugstore that says gray coverage, that is going to be a demi-permanent, because gray coverage is mainly used in demi-permanent hair colors. And then the last one is permanent, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It will permanently change the condition, the color, the texture, everything of your hair. It permanently changes your hair color to a different color. So anytime you dye your hair black, that's changing it. That's going to be a permanent. Anytime you bleach your hair, it's permanently changing. Like I said, like I've said before, bleach strips color out of your hair, leaving it that white color. So you are literally stripping the color out of your hair. You're causing your hair color to strip and to leave in that white kind of blondie color. It relies on peroxide and ammonia to get the job done, and it has the ability to lift hair 4 to 6 shades depending on the level of developer you use, and it permanently changes your hair. However, your roots are drastically noticeable because you are creating basically a line where you do it, and then when it starts growing out, you will have a very noticeable line. So when you go bleach blonde and you are dark haired, then you will definitely notice it as your hair starts to grow out. And examples of permanent, anything basically you get at the drugstore, any L'Oreal, any Neutrogena, Garnier, any of that stuff that you get that is in a box at the drugstore is going to be a permanent unless it specifies that it's a demi-permanent. And also anything that you get done at a salon most of the time is going to be permanent. Anytime you bleach your hair, it's permanent. Also, that L'Oreal high color that I use on my hair, the actual process itself is a permanent process. It's permanently bleaching out my hair. It has peroxide in it, and then you mix the developer in with it, and then it will lift your hair at the same time putting the color into it. The actual red color itself is going to be a semi-permanent, but the actual process itself is a permanent. I've permanently changed the color underneath all of my red hair. So the color underneath the red is a permanent fix to my hair. So I hope that was super helpful, and I hope that kind of explains the difference between all 4 of them. I know that like with the demi-permanent, things can get a little confusing between those two, just because they are very similar to each other. In a lot of ways, they are extremely similar in the process that they do, in how they react, and how they fade out of your hair. There's not much difference between the 2 of them, just there's slight differences. So I hope that was really helpful for you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Don't know what the plan is yet for tomorrow, but subscribe so you can find out what is going on tomorrow. Anyways, I will see you guys next time. Until then, stay cool. Bye! I'm still trying to get it, out. Oh God, that's too much! It's too much. Too friggin' much.